Today we're rewinding the clock to relive the biggest, boldest, and most unforgettable musical moments ever to light up Johnny Carson's stage. You know, the performances that stopped the country, made history in real time, and turned late-night TV into a front-row seat for pure pop culture magic. The Carpenters' medley performance. If you were around in the 70s, you know you couldn't turn on the radio without hearing Karen Carpenter's second-to-none voice. Truly, she was one of a kind. Well, maybe two of a kind. Because Richard, her brother, was a genius arranger, and together they were the definition of smooth, perfect soft rock. And when they came on Carson, they performed a massive medley of their hits, including Superstar, Rainy Days and Mondays, and Goodbye to Love. Of course, they were technically flawless, and Karen's voice was, as always, like magic made into music.
Someday soon you may realize your life just playing again.
The beauty of this moment lies in its total mastery. The Carpenters were the ultimate experts of their craft, and this was their chance to present their brand of perfection on the ultimate mainstream stage. They checked every box for talent and quality, and their appearance became the benchmark for a successful high-quality performance. It was precisely because it was so professional and pitch-perfect that it confirmed their status as America's favorite vocal duo, and America saw it live on Carson. Tiny Tim's wedding to Miss Vicky.
Oh, won't you come and love me?
If you remember anything about Carson's show, you probably remember this. You all knew Tiny Tim, the guy with the ukulele and that signature high voice. And so when he convinced Johnny to let him get married live on the show, the entire country tuned in. Can you imagine 45 million people staying up late just to watch him tie the knot? It was a cultural moment, pure and simple, and it proved how much sway Carson had over the nation. The spectacle was something to behold. All the tulips and the massive production created an atmosphere that was truly unique to late-night TV.
In honor of our love, dear, in honor...
Looking back, it stands as a legendary must-see broadcast that cemented Tiny Tim's place in pop culture history. And it's a perfect example of a record-breaking event that turned an eccentric musical personality into an international sensation overnight. Bette Midler's farewell performance.
Repeats itself like some forgotten dream.
As a versatile performer, long celebrated as the Divine Miss M, Bette Midler was given the honor of serving as the final scheduled guest on Johnny Carson's historic second-to-last broadcast. By the early 90s, anticipation surrounding Carson's retirement had reached a national peak, and the enormous ratings reflected the sense that an entire cultural era was drawing to a close. Midler drew on her formidable presence to offer a musical farewell, culminating in a poignant rendition of One for My Baby and One More for the Road. Of course, complete with customized lyrics spoken directly to Johnny.
For all of the years, for the laughs, for the tears.
Although praised as a remarkable tribute that earned her an Emmy, the segment remains one of the most emotionally charged and sincere exchanges ever seen on the program. Carson, known for his reserve and composed on-air demeanor, was moved to tears. This deeply personal exchange, initiated by Midler, became a defining moment in televised farewells. She crafted a dramatic emotional peak that heightened the entire broadcast, offering viewers an authentically heartfelt experience, and granting Carson one of the most memorable and touching send-offs in television history. The Jackson 5 make their first appearance. Holy cow, talk about an electric moment. Everybody knew the Jackson 5. They were the Motown phenomenon with all those infectious hits like I Want You Back. But then, seeing them actually stand on that Tonight Show stage for the first time, it was something else entirely. They were so young and yet so polished, it just brought a level of energy that just blew the roof off the place. When they performed Never Can Say Goodbye and then kicked into the amazing funk of Dancing Machine, it was obvious you were watching future legends. What makes this performance so awesome looking back is that it perfectly captured Michael right as he was becoming a global icon. Sure, he was just a kid, but he commanded that stage like a seasoned pro, hitting all the high notes and showing off the legendary choreography. He just was energy. It's a historical gem, a perfect time capsule of pop music history happening right there in front of a live studio audience. Dolly Parton dedicates a tune to the host.
Summer rain, well, I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
I mean, who doesn't love Dolly Parton? She's pure sunshine and talent, known for Jolene and I Will Always Love You. On one particular special night, she came on the show and brought Johnny a gift that no one else could, a song written just for him. Now, just think about that. The biggest female star in country music, no, in music altogether, sits down and performs something that didn't exist an hour ago, all dedicated entirely to the host. Now, this moment wasn't just sweet, it was a perfect snapshot of Dolly's genius and warmth.
I became an overnight success from the Johnny Carson show.
It showed the entire country why she's such a beloved figure. She's quick, she's genuine, and she can write a touching, funny song about anything at any time. There was just nothing she couldn't do. And watching Johnny Carson react to having a song written specifically for him, it was fantastic. It proved that sometimes the most memorable musical moments aren't the huge production numbers, but the intimate, charming surprises that only a true master like Dolly could pull off. Kenny Rogers debuts The Gambler.
Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving.
Now, let's talk about a huge one. Kenny Rogers. You know him, the beard, the great voice, and all those amazing crossover hits that went from country radio straight to pop. And The Gambler is arguably his most famous song ever. It's practically a movie in 4 minutes. And then it was a movie in more than 4 minutes. Well, did you know the very first time America got to see him sing that song was right there on The Tonight Show? That was its big debut, and naturally, everyone was watching to see what the fuss was about. This performance is a perfect piece of musical history.
There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
You have this massive, epic storytelling song, and the stage provided the ideal, quiet, respectful platform for its televised birth. It wasn't over the top, it was just Kenny, a guitar, and the band playing it straight, allowing the brilliant story and his powerful voice to shine through. This direct presentation let the quality of the songwriting speak for itself. It was the absolute perfect start for a song that became a cultural institution. Anne Margaret's unforgettable performance. Anne Margaret, the celebrated actress, singer, and dancer, made a remarkable appearance on The Tonight Show, delivering a performance that immediately solidified her reputation as a singular talent in American entertainment. This segment was an exhibition of comprehensive showmanship, seamlessly blending vocal prowess with dynamic physical performance, thereby transcending the typical late-night musical spot. The timelessness of the moment is thanks to her total mastery at the stage. Anne Margaret possessed a rare combination of captivating energy, genuine warmth, and a multifaceted talent that we really haven't seen again to date.
I got music in me. I got music in me. I got music in me.
She moved with effortless grace and projected an irresistible star quality, demonstrating a level of professionalism and versatility that elevated the entire broadcast. This performance is widely regarded as an example of the total package entertainer, a true class act who could command attention and showcase a timeless talent. Elton John performs Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to.
By the start of the 80s, Elton John was an international superstar, recognized globally for his lavish stage spectacles and arena-filling rock performances. Now, his appearance with Johnny offered a compelling counterpoint to this public image, presenting the artist in a dramatically stripped-down and intimate setting. He delivered a powerful solo piano rendition of his classic ballad, Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word. followed by a notably candid interview.
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Confined to his piano, Elton John displayed his creative genius as a vocalist and a musician, allowing the raw emotional power of the composition to take center stage. This segment left no room for doubt just what kind of talent music lovers were getting to enjoy on late night TV with Carson. Diana Ross performs Let's Go Up.
Someday we'll be together.
Diana Ross, a defining force in American popular music, from her groundbreaking years with the Supremes to her successful solo career, brought her signature polish and star presence to The Tonight Show. By then, she was internationally recognized not only for her chart-topping hits, but also for unmistakable glamour and commanding stage style. Her performance of Let's Go Up went beyond routine promotion, functioning as a clear demonstration of her continued ability to deliver a refined and engaging live moment before a national audience. What made this appearance especially noteworthy was the way Ross elevated the song in real time.
Let's go on. Forget about that.
While the studio version was a well-crafted pop track, her live interpretation added a level of depth and immediacy that exceeded expectations. I think this happened because the setting stripped away the lush production elements typical of the era, and it just allowed her voice to take center stage. Her performance underscored her technical command, highlighting this as a particularly striking and revealing moment in her televised career. Tony Bennett performance and interview.
That's when I'll discover that revenge is sweet.
Now we all know Tony Bennett, a foundational artist who immortalized the American songbook. And if you were a Carson fan, you know he was a mainstay on The Tonight Show, sporting the exact blend of class and tradition that Carson admired. Well, on this classic broadcast, Bennett performed signature standards like I've Got to Be Me, and he also engaged in a really great interview segment, covering his historic status as a guest on the very first Carson show.
Took the blows, I did it my way.
This segment was an exercise in high-quality professionalism, summarizing the strengths of the host and the artist. Now, even as the music landscape was changing, Bennett's presence was a vital anchor. His vocal performance was technically masterful and deeply sincere, representing an unwavering commitment to musical excellence. From an analytical perspective, this created a performance that served as a crucial cultural bridge, maintaining the integrity of classic American music. And consequently, this appearance highlighted Bennett's role as the definitive standard bearer for a timeless art form. The Allman Brothers Band performance. The Allman Brothers Band, widely regarded as pioneers of Southern rock and celebrated for their blues-steeped improvisational style, took to the stage to present newer songs such as Good Clean Fun and True Gravity. Now, by this point in their career, the group had already cemented their reputation for expansive live performances, marked of course by the signature interplay of their dual guitar approach. Their appearance stood out as a powerful effort to introduce a raw, road-honed rock aesthetic into the mainstream late-night setting. This was particularly memorable for seeing a band known for organic, unhurried development bring that energy to the TV screen. The Allman Brothers sound depends on fluid transitions and the freedom to stretch each piece, and seeing them adapt that legendary power to the studio was a real treat for fans. Epic drum battle, Louie Bellson and Buddy Rich. Talk about turning on the TV and getting a face full of power. Everybody who watched the show knew Buddy Rich. He was the fastest, loudest, greatest drummer in the world. But on this night, Carson actually put him against another absolute master, Louie Bellson. And then we got to watch the best drum battle ever. This wasn't like watching a typical singer, this was a serious boxing match on the drums. Suddenly, these two jazz titans were absolutely demolishing their drum kits with incredible, impossible speed. The sheer intensity and technical fireworks were awe-inspiring. It was a spectacle of virtuosity that created pure, high-stakes drama. These guys were so focused on showing off their superhuman skill that it was utterly mesmerizing. You just couldn't look away. It was like watching two incredible athletes trying to one-up each other. Like Michael Jordan trying to out-dunk Dr. J. These two guys delivered an unparalleled technical showcase, and it confirmed their status as reigning champions and stands as, I think, the most jaw-dropping instrumental performance ever broadcasted on late-night TV. Julio Iglesias and Johnny Carson sing To All the Girls I Loved Before.
But you know I won't be traveling forever.
Now this one is just pure gold, and one of those moments that reminds you why Carson was the king. Everybody knew Julio Iglesias. He was the suave international heartthrob singing those smooth romantic hits. He had a massive crossover duet with Willie Nelson called To All the Girls I Loved Before, and it was huge at the time. So, Julio is on the show, and they start the song, and then out strolls Johnny, dressed in a wig and a bandana, doing his best and most hilarious Willie Nelson impression.
All the girls who shared my life.
Now, the whole bit was a masterclass in how to turn a professional musical moment into a comedic unforgettable scene. Julio Iglesias is trying to sing his smooth romantic pop, and here's Johnny deliberately singing badly and doing this mumbled Willie Nelson parody. And honestly, I think it succeeded brilliantly as a comedy performance, proving Carson's genius for spontaneous humor. Buddy Rich drum solos. Buddy Rich wasn't just fast, he was a machine with soul. When he came on for a drum clinic, it was a show of pure musical genius. He would sit down and unleash these unbelievable solos, and you'd be there at home with your jaw on the floor, wondering how he even did it. It was truly one of a kind. What made these clinics so great was the way he treated the drum kit like a full orchestra. Every cymbal and every drum was perfectly timed. He showed the country that drumming wasn't just keeping a beat, it was high art, and he was the undisputed king. You couldn't help but feel lucky to catch a demonstration of that level of sheer talent. It stands out as one of the best and most intense musical showcases Carson ever had. Ike and Tina Turner performance. Ike and Tina, renowned for their explosive blend of R&B and soul-driven rock, brought an intense surge of unfiltered energy to any stage and especially Carson's stage. Audiences already knew Tina Turner was a force of nature, physically expressive, unpredictable, and electrifying in a way few performers could match. The moment they stepped onto Carson's stage, it was clear they were bringing a whole new level of fire to the show. The power of this performance came from the way they pushed the boundaries of the traditional studio arrangement. To fit within the framework of the house orchestra, their gritty, hard-driving sound was perfectly balanced with big band polish. And the result was a rendition that was dynamic and memorable, proving the flexibility of both the house band and Tina Turner's overwhelming charisma. The appearance remains a pivotal moment, successfully breaking the show's traditional mold and ushering a new fierce genre into the spotlight. James Brown brings the funk. James Brown, the godfather of soul, the hardest working man in show business. And if you ever saw him live, you know his music was pure, raw electricity. Frantic, loud, and intense. So when he showed up to The Tonight Show, it was a massive deal because you knew he was going to turn that stage into a total frenzy. Of course, he brought his famous choreography and the screams, the whole deal, everything that made him a legend. Brown delivered his level of pure, unadulterated funk and successfully pushed the boundaries of the polite TV setting. The guy just gave 150%, and the house band rose to the challenge, playing a sophisticated version of his funky sound. I think it's a testament to his sheer talent that he was able to maintain his intense energy and stage dominance. The performance is just a fantastic historical record of the Godfather of Soul, bringing his absolute maximum power to the mainstream. ZZ Top's first live TV appearance. In the mid-80s, ZZ Top were the kings of MTV with those long beards and fuzzy guitars. They were huge, but they almost never performed live on TV. So when they finally showed up to Carson's stage, it was a massive deal full of all the hits. This was their big moment to show they were more than just music videos, and they absolutely brought the house down. This performance was a perfect case study in how a legendary band can bring Texas swagger to a national stage.
Crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
Instead of a controlled music video, we got the raw live energy of a band that had been touring for decades. They perfectly meshed their high-energy sound with the prestige of The Tonight Show, creating a historic moment for the band and for fans who had been waiting to see them perform live but maybe couldn't get to their shows. David Bowie performs Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes.
Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo.
If there is one performance that showed the divide between cutting-edge rock and mainstream late-night TV, it was David Bowie. Of course, the ultimate rock icon. When he performed Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes, the audience just went wild. It was a massive deal because Bowie rarely did TV, and seeing him bring his sophisticated art rock genius to the classic late-night stage was simply electric.
I'm happy, hope you're happy too.
He performed the hits with absolute poise, channeling a timeless cool. This was one of the very few times he performed that material live that year, making it an extremely rare and historically significant TV moment. It was a perfect, powerful snapshot of a rock icon at the height of his influence, making a rare visit to the heart of American TV. Hello, Olivia Newton-John. In the mid-1970s, Olivia Newton-John was quickly rising to prominence, shifting seamlessly from folk beginnings into mainstream pop and country success. Her first appearance on The Tonight Show introduced American viewers to the full scope of her appeal, highlighting her clear, effortless vocal delivery and her warm, composed presence on stage. At a time when televised performances were the primary gateway to nationwide recognition,
Be free. Take the chains away that keep me loving you.
earning a spot with Johnny Carson, it signaled formal entry into the upper tier of popular entertainment. And this appearance, perhaps more than any other, is completely emblematic of the golden era of talk shows. That commitment to refinement and high standards on full display in Newton-John's poised performance. It demonstrates the prestige such platforms once held. All right. Man, those were some awesome performances, huh? And they remind me why Johnny Carson's stage mattered so much. It was where careers were sealed, legends were cemented, and musical moments became part of our shared memory. So, now we need to hear from you. Which one still gives you chills? Were you watching any of these live when it played out? And did I forget a really great musical moment that happened on Johnny Carson? Well, please get down in the comment section and tell me your thoughts. Tell me what I forgot. If you enjoyed our live concert, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel a ton and we certainly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a memory. But most importantly, from my entire team here at Do You Remember, I'm Nostalgic Nick, and until next time, keep the TV glowing late, the band tuned up, and remember, if the curtain went up after the monologue, you were about to witness history.